Good Day Maine's Friday Favorites starts right now.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yes, we finally made it.
Woo!
Now, is it a full week for you, Holly, or were you off on Monday?
I was off on Monday.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Well deserved.
Very nice. It was kind of a full week for me, but Monday was just such an easy day. 'Cause it was a holiday. I went skiing, so it felt like I had a day off.
Yes.
And then I get next Friday off, so that'll be fun. I got a short week next week to look forward to.
Look at you.
Awesome.
And we got our Starbucks.
Got the Starbies on deck. We were looking forward to it literally all morning, and it is hitting the spot. It's so
We're
good.
so sad. We're so sad. I've been looking forward to this all week, my Starbucks.
Yeah, me too.
There's nothing sad about that. It's good to have things to look forward to, even if it's just
Exactly.
Starbucks.
And look, your mom tuning in real quick.
Yeah,
this
because
morning.
last time, remember, she was late, tardy to the party, but Rosie is very prompt today. Okay, how are we? Well, I complimented Holly on her turtleneck, and we are all complaining a little bit about the cold. I mean, it's just frigid.
Yeah.
Inside, outside, everywhere.
It is. It is very cold. And I think the most annoying thing is like you get outside, you're chilly for a second, then your body gets adjusted to it. You're fine as long as you're bundled up. Then you come back inside and it's like, oh my God, I feel like I'm going to asphyxiate because you get so hot. It's like that transition between the extreme warm inside and the super cold temps outside. It's always so tough.
Holly, how does your dog feel about the cold?
Not a fan. Loves the snow.
Yes.
But not really a fan of the cold.
I know, especially when you get into single digits and the wind chill and all of that. Yeah.
I've noticed the past couple of days, especially the cold has had way more of a bite to it than it's had over the past few weeks. Even.
Yeah.
Those wind chills have been noticeable for
Look
sure.
at that. Ugh.
Yeah. We were down to 10 in Portland this morning. I saw Lewiston got to 0.
Oof.
It only feels like it's 7 there right now. Yeah. Cold. Feels like 4 in Freiburg. Feels like 14 in Portland right now. We're going to see wind chills probably not even getting to 20 today. So yeah, very cold. And tomorrow we'll be lucky if our wind chills get to 10. So going to be very cold weekend ahead, but at least no big storms on the way for the weekend.
That's
and
good.
Really even next week. So it's going to be really quiet. We're not looking ahead to any major coastal storms again. I think we'll all appreciate a nice break from that. But tomorrow is very, very cold. Highs only in the teens. To around 20, cloudy skies, a bit of a breeze. It's going to be a cold one. And even for skiing, I feel like that's really cold, especially because in the mountains, it'll be even colder. It'll be right around 5 to 10 degrees during the day tomorrow. So Sunday, we do finally get the sunshine. Next week does look a good bit milder. It's not going to be as cold. We should finally get above freezing for the first time in 6 days on Monday. So that should be pretty nice. I think I feel like we can all attest to this, but when it's been super cold and then you get a day where it's like 35 degrees, you're like, oh my God, it's warm out today.
Especially in Maine, we're going to see people in t-shirts.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, I've seen people in t-shirts in the past week.
Yeah.
I've been surprised.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
No.
But I think that Mark has a good idea. Can't wait for some great football this weekend. Hunker down. What are you thinking, Holly, for the weekend?
I'm thinking, hunkering down, watching some movies, drinking some hot cocoa.
Yeah.
Eating some warm food. Maybe some football,
I totally agree. And okay, look at this. So we're talking about the cold weather. Yeah. This is ridiculous.
The frozen egg is wild.
So this is Canada, right? We ran this earlier this week. This is how cold it is there. They're just doing all of the tricks,
Oh, that's so beautiful. But the crazy thing is to me is that it's just as cold as it is in Canada in Nashville, Tennessee.
That's
in places
absurd.
Like Alabama, Mississippi. The cold got really, really far south. I know my sister, her first day back at college, she goes to Mississippi State, was on Tuesday after MLK Day.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't have school for the first 3 days of class just because they had a little dusting of ice and it just shut everything down.
So I want to try. So we aired this video earlier this week, and Jeff wants to do the egg. Next time we have like cold enough air for this. And I want to do the ramen noodles. I think that's so funny. I love it.
Tomorrow morning. Probably
think?
good. Yeah. Oh, definitely cold enough for it tomorrow morning. You might be staying there for a second waiting for it to freeze, but it should do it pretty quickly.
And I wonder if because it starts out hot and then gets really cold, maybe that expedites the free. I don't know how it works, to be honest.
It's making me hungry, honestly.
I know.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
Have some ramen soup.
Oh, it's soup weather.
It hits differently on a day like today.
Mhm.
Like a nice hot bowl of ramen or a chicken
Mhm.
noodle or tomato basil.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. Good
Oh
soup
my
day.
gosh, tomato soup and a
Yeah.
grilled cheese.
Mhm.
Yes.
Such a
That's what we
classic.
need.
With like some yummy croutons. I love French onion. That's my favorite soup.
That is such a good. Oh
It's
my
so
gosh, with the
good.
melty cheese, it has to
The
have like
Gruyere.
a
Yeah, like-
ridiculous amount of cheese on top.
Yep.
Like I want it
and you
like,
broil it so it's like a little crispy
Yep.
and like all melty.
and then you take
Mm.
that bite and it has like the cheese pull from the soup. Oh, so good.
I'm so
Yummy.
hungry.
I know. I'm sorry. We just always divert to food. Like we always just end up talking about food. And we actually have some food stories that we're going to get to. Oh, but Holly, you were saying another story about staying home, right?
Oh yeah, I mean it's going to be cold enough. We might as well get some extra sleep because apparently getting extra sleep on the weekend can save your life. I'm into
Really?
it. I'm into it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm on
So
board.
there was this research that these people did with health records and sleep patterns of over 3,400 Americans, and people who slept an hour longer on weekends had lower rates of heart disease. They had less risk of heart attacks and strokes. And it's just so if you're like sleep deprived, like we are, and you don't get, more than 6 hours of sleep per night, by adding those like extra hour or 2 hour on Saturday mornings, it could be saving your life.
So you're
Wow.
making up for it, and apparently that makes a difference.
That
which
makes
kinda
sense. You recharge a little bit over
Right.
the weekend, so you go into the next week
Right.
a little bit refreshed. I've
So
got to say
it's
though,
gonna
with
be
this
cold.
shift,
Just stay in bed tomorrow.
Yeah,
yeah,
Save your life.
yeah,
were you
it
gonna
really,
say, Christian?
it seems like it could, right?
I know.
And yeah, I feel like with our shift, I mean, I try my best to get a good amount of
Mhm.
sleep just because I feel like it's so important. It's so hard
Yeah.
to wake up that early.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Mhm.
oh my goodness, the
It's
weekends
hard.
are
Oh,
so
yeah.
nice, and especially on a cold Saturday morning
Mhm.
like tomorrow. Yeah, I know I'm going to be sleeping in, and I've had a couple busy weekends. I was skiing last weekend
Yeah.
and the weekend before, so I was waking up early. So I'm ready to sleep in tomorrow morning.
Do you sleep in
Yeah.
on weekends typically, Holly?
I do, but sleeping in is until like 6 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. If I sleep till 7, I'm like, okay, that's
That's
awesome.
a win.
Yeah.
7 or
Exactly.
8. I'll take like an 8 a.m. That's nice. And I don't like wasting the day
Right.
either, but yeah, a little bit of sleeping in tomorrow definitely seems on the agenda. It's
Yes.
not like I got to rush outside for some nice
Right.
weather.
All right. Before we get to some of the fun stuff, just wanted to share a quick update. This is the fish shacks in
Yes.
South Portland that got wiped away during the horrible flooding last weekend. And there's a big push to replace them. And they have a fundraising effort right now too that apparently is gaining traction from people all over the country to do this. And I just think it's so smart that the city actually prepared for this because they had a feeling this might happen.
Mhm.
And so it was either last year or a few years ago, they brought in architects to basically like,
They did a 3D
document.
rendering
Yeah.
of it. So they have
Right.
the exact specifications, the exact layout of this from 2022. So that's
Yeah.
nice that they'll be able to rebuild it exactly. Yeah, it was that December Christmas Eve storm 2022, the Grinch storm. The water got close to these things, and I
Okay.
think it kind of spooked them a little
Mhm.
bit. And for
Makes
good reason.
sense.
Thank goodness they got these renderings done because
Yeah.
turns out a year later they were destroyed.
Can you
So,
believe all that flooding, Holly?
It's unreal.
know.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think they already
it's
have thousands
shocking.
of dollars to do this. And it means a lot. I mean, I used to live in South Portland and we loved the fishing shacks. It was just like iconic. And you
Yep.
take all
Right.
those pictures of the beach
Mhm.
and they would be right there. And it was really sad. People were very upset.
I know 2 people here at the station who took some wedding pictures there. Dan
Oh,
Lamparello, and I know I
yeah.
think Mal did as well before his wedding. And I know a couple wedding photographers
Yep.
that was one of their most popular spots to take
Mhm.
like engagement or wedding pictures. So yeah, really
Yeah.
sad to see them destroyed. Hopefully they can be restored. And
Yeah.
being right there on the ocean, they'll get that weathered look, I would think, pretty quickly.
Yes, exactly. A piece of history, really. So happy that everyone's pitching in to make this happen. And obviously we'll keep following it and see, how everything goes with that. Okay, Holly, I don't know if you saw this.
Oh, I did.
I think this is so cool. Okay, so if you watched football at all over the past week or so, you may have noticed some of these pictures going around. Taylor Swift with her puffer jacket walking into, I think it was in
negative.
Kansas City.
It was
Yep.
the 4th
Right.
coldest NFL game in history. And I don't like, I'm not a football fan normally, but just because of how crazy cold the weather was. I did watch that game.
Yes,
It was just
there it is.
crazy. The helmet shattering and,
Oh,
and all of it was just wild how cold it was.
I cannot believe that people actually went to that game.
Yeah. Same.
Right?
I mean, you need a nice puffer like that.
Yes. So the cool story behind this is a player for the San Francisco 49ers. His wife is a fashion designer, and she I guess designs her own outfits for every game, and they're so cool. I started following her on Instagram, and so now she's designing these coats and vests and everything for celebrities. I'm not even going to try to say her name. Kristen
and I remember because we read it
I know.
on air the other day. It's not as hard as it looks.
I think it's just like Wazuk.
Like a lot of these Polish last names, I feel like they look kind of complicated on when they're written out, but saying them maybe is not so bad. I can't even make an attempt. I'm trying my best. I can't do it.
I think it's imagine designing a coat and you see Taylor Swift walking in wearing your coat.
Right?
I just think that's so cool.
It looks so warm too.
It
like
does.
I'm seeing when she's like moving, you can see like how just like thick it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of she's styling.
And that's Taylor Lautner. And then she also made a vest for
ex-boyfriend.
Oh yeah, I know, you're right. I'm sure they're over it.
Oh, it seems like they're on great terms. I just
Yeah.
think that it's so funny that like Taylor Lautner is like the only reason he's ever run up these days is because of Taylor Swift.
Yes. Well, because of these jackets.
Yeah.
Simone Biles, she made a vest for Simone Biles and it looks so cool. But yeah. And so if you follow her on Instagram, that's her Instagram handle right there on the video. You can see kind of, she like has a couple videos about how she makes them because they're made out of real jerseys. And then she like does the filling and like all that, which is so cool. I want one. I don't know whose number I would get because I don't really have a favorite NFL player anymore.
You don't? Oh, not anymore?
No, I mean Tom Brady's gone.
Yeah, you could do the classic TB12.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true. Okay, so back to food.
Yes, food.
Why not?
So,
and we just read a story this morning too about another cereal. So we got scared at first about Taco Bell cereal.
Yes, when I heard Taco Bell cereal, I was like, excuse me? And then I was like, whoa, okay.
Okay. Yeah. The one sweet thing probably on their menu, the cinnamon twists. We love the cinnamon twists.
They're delicious.
Thankfully, that's what they decided to put into a cereal, which is genius because they're so good. Just add a little milk and like,
I mean,
you're good to
Gordita
go.
Crunch cereal doesn't sound too bad.
I would do a Gordita Crunch omelet.
Actually,
yeah.
No, Taco Bell really needs to up their breakfast game a little
agree.
bit. That's a genius idea, Gabe.
Right? Thank you. Or a egg wake up or not wake up wrap. What's the other one that has the thing in the middle?
The chalupa?
No. Oh, what am I trying to think of? Crunchwrap Supreme.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yes.
You could add some eggs to that or something and make it more
like
of like a
breakfast supreme, breakfast wrap supreme.
So then also
We
the
need to be working at Taco Bell.
I know we love Taco Bell. Do you like Taco Bell, Holly?
Of course.
Delicious. So also this morning we ran another story about Oreo coming out with a Mega Stuff cereal. They're bringing it back.
They're bringing it back because I remember the uproar when the Oreo O's, if you guys remember those cereals.
I do.
They took them away, and I remember people were really, really upset about that. So I guess they're like bringing them back for a limited time.
And so whenever we talk about cereal, I have to share the story that I grew up a deprived child and my mom would never let me eat sweet cereals. It was Grape Nuts, plain Cheerios, and Bran Flakes, and except for my birthday. So one day a year I could choose my cereal and it was always Lucky Charms.
It's tough.
Yes.
I had kind of sugar strict parents as well, but they weren't to Katie's parents' level. We were still allowed at least sugary cereals, so that was one plus. But
I'm waiting
not
for
much else. No sweet
mom.
drinks, no soda.
Conveniently, my mom she doesn't remember that. Holly, did you have a favorite cereal growing up, or do you have one now?
Oh goodness. I think growing up I really liked Cocoa Krispies because I like once you finish it, you've got chocolate milk.
Yes.
I totally respect
Puffs.
that. I also loved Reese's Puffs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
if
my
I ever
God.
had a chance to have.
Reese's Puffs. Eat them up, eat them up, eat them up.
I don't remember that.
You guys
That's
remember
great.
the commercials?
Oh no, I don't, but I love it. Okay, and you know what's so funny? So Holly, you sent oh good, my mom.
Katie's right.
Thank you. Speaking of weird food, Holly, you mentioned in your email to us yesterday this other crazy pitch.
This is so, I know that people are like ride or die when it comes to ranch dressing.
Yes.
I get it. I love me some Hidden Valley ranch dressing, but this is weird.
Yeah.
So Burt's Bees and Hidden Valley have teamed up for a limited edition 4-pack of lip balm that is ranch scented, flavored.
Yeah, we have questions.
Apparently it was like it was an April Fool's joke, but people were so enthused by this prospect that now they've made it, and you can get it on the Burt's Bees website for $11.99 while supplies last.
I'm gonna pull up so we can see what it looks like. All right. Oh, there we go. I actually, this makes sense that it started as a prank. What is going on?
The ads are going crazy.
So it's Hidden Valley, or it's ranch, celery, carrot, and what was the fourth one?
Here we go.
I'm not sure. I think it was
Buffalo.
Buffalo. That makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's the fourth one is
Buffalo, crunchy celery, fresh carrot, and ranch.
So we actually had this story this morning, and it was funny because you had already mentioned it, so I had an idea. And I'm a blue cheese. Like, I'm team blue cheese. If you're asking for if I want ranch or blue cheese, I'm going with blue cheese. So this especially does not speak to me, but I understand that people are crazy about ranch.
I like ranch. I'm not a crazy person about it. Hidden Valley ranch is okay to me. I tend to really only like ranch when it's like fresh made at a restaurant, their house ranch. I think that's like when it's freshly made, it's so good. Otherwise, it's it's not my all-time favorite.
A homemade ranch sounds delicious.
Yeah. But do you want to put it on your lips?
Yeah, I mean, Katie can probably remember back in the day when Lip Smackers was a huge thing for girls. And I just remember, I loved it, but I always was so confused because I wanted to eat it. And I feel like I want to eat this chapstick.
Thank you for saying that, because I almost said that on air today. And then I was like, I don't know if I can admit to this. But yeah. Oh yeah, I would munch. I would like lick. I
was obsessed with chapsticks when I was a kid. I used to, every time we go to Walmart or like a Kroger or go to the grocery store as a kid, always beg my parents for one. And sometimes I'd get one, it's like a little treat. And I would hide under my bed and I would eat them when I was like 5 or 6 years old.
Classic.
They were delicious. The cherry chapstick in particular, I remember. It tasted really good.
Why did they do that? And now they're doing it on purpose. So.
And now you're basically asking me to eat it? Come on.
Well, how about, good for you. How about this? Instead of these big companies, why don't we give a moment for, I just did a Main Makers segment on Mad Gabs.
And I've been using it. I will say, I can attest to
this products. Is local. She's in Yarmouth and she has a great story. She's been in this business for decades and it's so cute. It's Moose Smooch. And these are nice flavors, right? Vanilla, blueberry, raspberry, prickly pear, coconut lime.
Like this peach mango, I want to say.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So this is good. Have you been feeling, Holly, like your lips have been really chapped?
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's tons of I've got some chapstick right next to me.
Nice. Yeah. I've been sitting on my desk over there.
Yeah. Oh, yuck to lip balm.
Yuck.
Buddies. Okay. Oh yeah, because it's ranch.
Wait, is that John's mom? Katie?
Yes. So when we were talking about cereal, my mother-in-law weighed in that John liked Fruity Pebbles.
You got the mom and the mom-in-law in the same line.
I love
That's awesome.
And she would only buy it on vacation. So. And then my mom said that Lisa's a good mama. I love it. Actually, John still loves Fruity Pebbles.
That makes sense. That tracks for John.
Totally. Absolutely. Okay, so how about one more check of those temperatures?
Yeah, let's go back and see what the wind chills are right now.
I logged you out potentially. Oh, no,
there we go. Okay, we've improved to a pleasant 18 degrees in Portland right now.
Balmy.
Balmy. Feeling great. 7 degrees in Lewiston. I mean, that's just tote. I'm like sweating just thinking about that. 9 in Sanford. We're 10 in Freiburg. Yeah. And I wouldn't expect too much change with these later on today.
Okay.
Tomorrow, probably subtract 5 to 10 degrees from these numbers because that's how we'll be feeling all day. So really chilly next couple days, but next week won't be as bad. We do have some more snow on the way. It looks like next Wednesday.
Okay.
Looks like another manageable event. So no
I
big
like
storms. Just have to get through this cold. Next week, not too bad.
All right. Well, this was so much fun. And everyone should stay warm this weekend, however you choose. Warm beverages, warm food.
Beverages that just warm you up, even if they're not technically warm.
Exactly.
Yep.
There you go. Turtlenecks.
Turtleneck.
As high as they'll go.
Yep. Thinking about bringing out the skiing balaclava for the weekend.
I like it. I like it. All right. Well, Holly, always a pleasure. We love checking in on you. And hopefully everyone has a great weekend.
All right.
Bye, everybody. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend.
Stay connected with Good Day Maine. On air weekday mornings and online through these social channels.